Hi everyone, it's Anna Marino here, your moderator for public policy. I've up to date with reading your introductions on the Student Cafe, and it's wonderful to see the enthusiasm, the desire to learn more about public policy, and so many familiar names, because I can't say faces because I haven't seen you all. And it was wonderful to just watch you interact with each other. Oh, hi, remembering each other from other courses and other events. Okay, I do have my list, so my eyes will go down to my notes. Look, I didn't respond to posts and things because I read through them and I thought I prefer to do a short video where I can give you a bit of feedback, and I guess in a way it's like, I'm very enthusiastic about the course module, and I can see many of you are, and I really do hope that you do achieve the aims and hopes and desires that you have in terms of learning in this unit. So I guess that kind of like almost says to me, make sure you ask questions if you need any further clarification. And I note that we have, I think it's Leslie, who's worked in public policy. Yes, and I do remember you from other courses. Now, so whatever knowledge you have, that's what Discussion Board, the online student classroom, is about. It's about sharing the information that you have. And we will all share. Obviously, of course, I will too. But it's always wonderful to see peer learning happen so dynamic, and it just creates a wonderful collegial environment for us all. Okay, so I noted one or two of you were, sort of like, I don't have a public policy background. Well, when I started in the area, my career began in the not-for-profit sector. I didn't, my majors were in politics, economics and sociology, so no public policy. That knowledge I gathered along the way, further on, and in areas such as the not-for-profit sector, but also in the medical areas, in the science, across all fields that you demonstrated your research interests. There is always this advocacy that you want to make something happen because it will be for the better good of the community, the environment, society. Yes, I never heard of nano silver, and I am so glad someone's looking into it. I just think it's great. Some of your projects were just so innovative and interesting, and reminded me of work I'd done, like in the area of racism. I was a part of the team that pushed through at a national level the anti-racism anti-discrimination policy. So, lots of exciting things. And it doesn't matter whether your area, you think that maybe you don't have the public policy background, or you can't see at this moment where your research fits in terms of a public policy. Believe you me that if it may not mean a whole policy, it may be a component part thereof. It's all very important. Your research work is critical to improving and enhancing our society, and public policy, as hopefully you will learn as we go through, you will see that it plays a key role in making things happen. Okay, one of the examples I use through your research is the module is the COVID. Now, that was policy on the run. Now, why is it on the run? Because the issue was here and now, and it had to be dealt with straight away. So we've seen a lot of, and they are policies, initiatives like, the lockdowns, the curfews, things like that have happened, say in Victoria, but also the way that the government has managed isolation and all these sorts of things in terms of aspects of possible harm that could come to the community. So it's like a prevention. Even the fines, the legislation of fines. I mean, legislation and public policy go hand in hand. When you speed down the road, I'm assuming that if someone speeds down the road and they get caught on a camera, Well, you know, that fine is linked to a public policy back there somewhere, legislation. Okay. Um, I am looking down my notes. I'm really excited about week 3 because it will be the first time that I will be engaged and in a Zoom session with my colleagues. I could call you colleagues because you're all at that senior level of your academic career and moving on to other areas. I know that some of you, but you are colleagues. So the Zoom, and I've been teaching these in this course, I suppose, the Advanced Lead course, for about 14 years with QUT. So this is great. I'm really looking forward to your questions. Look, there's something about questions that for me is really important. I do remember even in high school, and I remember one very specific situation where I was asking a lot of questions in my first year of high school because I really wanted to learn and move upwards and onwards to get into the area I wanted to get into. Now, I remember during the lunch break, one of the girls came, you know, with a group of friends, of course, you know, said, "Oh, you asked so many questions. Aren't you embarrassed? You know, you look dumb." And I just said, "Did you know the answer to the questions?" And they say no. And I go, "Well, now we all know the answer." It's not dumb to ask questions. It's intelligent to ask questions. And there was another interesting scenario that I never expected at a university level, where we were in a tutorial, and I think it was our lecturer. I asked a question of the meaning of something, and he turned around to me and said, "Oh, surely you know the meaning of that." And I said, "No, I don't." And I said, "And you're the lecturer, you're my tutor, I'm your student. Please give me the answer." So he went a little bit red and then gave me the answer. I've learned a lot from my personal experience about asking questions. I come from English is my third language, and I was born in this country. So whether you're 10 generations Australian, or whether you're new to Australia and English is not your first language, or even if English is your first language, it doesn't matter. Ask questions. It's the way we learn. That's why we read books, to get information and learn. Okay. So also, I guess I just want to link that with... so this is for the... Sorry. Go back. Zoom, please send me your questions for the session that we have. Alexandra, National Coordinator, will give you details of when that's going to happen. So that's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to participation. So hopefully I'm in Perth, located in Perth. Yes, all the Curtin students. And that's where I worked for many years too, at Curtin, in the centre of John Curtin Institute of Public Policy. But what I do want to say is that I did have to kind of manage the time so that it would suit those of you who are doing more than one module in this course, and those of you who live on the other side of this country, of this world, I was going to say, and are 2 hours ahead of us, okay? So, commitment to the course. If you feel you're going through the resources and you really feel it's not going to fit in with your current responsibilities and commitment with your research work, maybe family, whatever, please let Alexandra know. Mainly because it means that the place can go to someone else, and I'm not discouraging anyone from staying on. I really hope that you do remain engaged for the full gamut of this exciting module. Well, I think it's exciting, but then, you know, as your moderator, I wouldn't I? So, but please do think about that. And we can always, if you're halfway, we can always manage to support you and assist you. That's why Alexandra and myself and my team and our team are here to support you to make the most of this, and also to get what you need out of it. So I think that's about it. Oh, and I hope those of you who have been able to have watched Brexit, the Uncivil War, I think there's a lot in there about stakeholders and breaches of legislation. And just marketing. It's really interesting because for those of you if you've done communication and collaboration, and those of you who are interested in thinking about it, what I see in that movie is a real cross section, an interrelationship between public policy and communication and collaboration. But certainly there's enough there, I think, for you. It's a great movie for you to see how governments work behind the scenes, as well as how some of them achieve their outcomes. It's very interesting. All right, then I've got to go because I think I've talked enough. I was going to say sick of hearing my voice, but I look forward to meeting you in week 3, and in the meantime I will continue to send these sort of wrap-up videos, and I will also send a video at the beginning of next week, just to keep in touch, so that if you have any questions, etc., I'll be able to answer them. Ask. I will, as of week 1, be a little bit more engaged in terms of responding to your posts, but for now, I hope that this video has managed to cover everything that I need to say, and that at this point you may want to know or hear about public policy. Have a great weekend, a great rest of the week. We'll talk later and see you then. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.